Hey there everybody, welcome to the first edition of The Galaxy Last Week. I am the Gerbil, and this is a new show that I'm thinking about doing weekly. Kind of depends on your reaction to it, if you think it's good, if you enjoy it, if it's helpful. If so, let me know in the comments or hit that like button, and maybe I'll keep doing this. My thinking is to kind of summarize all the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes plus Star Wars news that comes out each week. Nothing over the top, nothing excessively in-depth, but just kind of collating all the information into one convenient place and then providing you links in the descriptions below. I don't know if I'm going to post them line by line, or if maybe I'll take this presentation, this video, and actually give it to you with all the links embedded in it as a PDF download or something. Not sure, let me know. But anyway, let's get started. So with our Imperial announcements, that would of course be Capital Games. We got a big update on the 25th about updates coming. That's kind of weird, right? But the update had some very good information in it. There's some shard shuffle, some new character. Well, Eighth Brother is now farmable. That's some good stuff. They also talked about some fixes, and among those fixes, I have to say the timing was impeccable, that they have finally fixed Wedge's X-Wing so that it properly grants speed now. I'm like, excellent. We've only needed that fix for what? Let me check my calendar. 5 years? 4? Not too sure, but it's finally here, guys and girls. Excellent. Like I said, I'm not going to go into too much depth on all of these. It's just a summary. So if you need to or want to know more about this, there's a link right there. And again, I'll put it down below. Also in the announcement though, we got Juhani's Omicron. Now it is only a territory war Omicron and it looks pretty dope, but I'm going to be passing on it with a hard pass because I focus all of my Omicrons, like most people, into Grand Arena, and my guild, well, we don't really need territory war Omicrons yet. Even if I did start applying them, this one is not going to be at the top of the list because most people's Old Republic squads are meh. After they got Malik, they just moved right on. Malik, whatever. Revan, Malik, etc. They just move on. But anyway, it looks like a pretty good Omicron. So read the kit, check it out. If you want to know more, of course, there's some really good in-depth discussions about it from a lot of people. So just search for that in the YouTube search bar. Also, in the announcement, we got next month's calendar and event release. So here's the highlights from it. They did give us some text along with it, of course, and they said something interesting. They said you'll probably notice that the month's schedule has been adjusted according for an upcoming title update. Now, title updates are usually big deals. Lots and lots of improvements, quality of life changes, whatever. So when is that coming? Well, we don't really know, but we do know they said they don't want it to interrupt Grand Arena. So they've had to move some things around and they're shortening the Grand Arena. Now with that, it's noticeable or worth noting that the next Grand Arena isn't going to start until June the 20th. So we're going to have a little bit of time off. Now, because they've had to shift the schedule, they also said they're going to alter some rewards for the month, and one of the ways they're doing that is they're doubling up the assault battles. So you can see, for example, we're going to get a Forest Moon assault battle on the 1st and the 11th. So that's pretty good. Military Might on the 6th and the 19th. I actually am really happy about that because I'm finally at a point where I can 3-star most of them. So max out the tier 2 challenge or whatever, tier 3 challenge, whatever it is. So I'm actually quite happy about this. But I know that a lot of people that aren't able to get to those higher challenge tiers are probably going to be a little annoyed with the change in the schedules, but I think it's a good thing overall, so don't worry about it. There is one other thing worth noting on that calendar, and that is that we are getting our first Inquisitor assault battle on June the 16th. So wherever your Inquisitors are right now, you need to go ahead and whale out on it as fast as you can to get them up to Relic 9 so they have a chance to beat the Challenge Tier 1. I tease, but probably not. Now, they said they'd give us more information, and lo and behold, they did the very next day. So they said that they're going to add to the daily logging calendar some bonus crystals and some championship tokens. And if they follow through on that, then I'm going to be quite happy, because 4 times they're going to give us 375 crystals, which is going to be what? 4 times 3 is 12, plus another 3, 1,700 crystals. That is not bad. That's not bad. I mean, that's a handout freebie that I will take any day. Now, is that going to compensate for you Kyber ones? I don't think so. Is it going to compensate for people that are in the lower levels? Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's a good thing. Now, with this good news, though, we got some interesting news, and I'm not sure that this next topic belongs here in Imperial Announcements, but because it is coming directly from the source, I'm going to go ahead and put it on here. So Arnold T101, if you don't know him, you need to check him out. He's probably the de facto YouTuber for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So he posted some video and some commentary. These are 2 of the developers of CG at the Star Wars Celebration event, and I don't want to go into this too much detail, but there's a lot of talk about the economy, and the developers, the reaction was not what we were hoping. For the last year, everybody's been waiting for some economy gear changes because things like Carbantes and Chirotechs are way too hard to get still, and it's a major bottleneck. And yet, while Capital Games had previously said that they were going to change it in a multi-phase rollout, they're now pretending or stating that they've finished all their gear changes, they're happy with the way it is, and they have no plans to change it any further, and they don't even claim to recall ever saying that they would. Now, can we 100% confirm this? No, but multiple guests at the Star Wars Celebration have reported it, so it's probably quite realistic. So anyway, check out Arnold's video. It's really, really good. I'll let you decide for yourself if it's a good or bad thing, though, overall. So next up, I'd like to talk briefly about some of the cool things that I've seen over on Reddit, because they do sometimes affect the game, and it also helps give us our own confirmation of like how we feel about things in the game, and it helps us find answers and solutions. Like if you're ever struggling with something in the game, post on Reddit or go browse Reddit, and I guarantee you'll find the answers pretty quickly. So I've been thinking about this one a lot. So this person says, I think I found my bottleneck, worse than Kairos. So this is the gear piece, the Carboni gear piece that everybody needs, that everybody's been hoping would get addressed in the gear economy change 2.0 that CG has now said is not going to happen. And I know myself, like I'm trying to farm Slicker, and I've got to a point where I have 4 characters remaining. All 4 of them need 100 to 200 Carbontes just on the gear level I'm currently on. Stormtrooper needs 200 Carbontes by himself at like gear 9, I think. And then at the same time, I am one of those people farming Inquisitors, because while I do think they kind of suck, actually, I'm really hopeful that the Grand Inquisitor is going to be pretty good. And my goodness, the number of Carbontes that squad needs also is just mind-boggling. And yes, it is not easy to get. So this really represents my feeling, and I just thought I'd share it. Now, the Proving Grounds was among other things that have been announced this week. And one of the obvious caveats that was not previously announced, but we have figured out since, is that Proving Grounds is only available if you have 4 million GP or higher. And it is not available if you have Command Ahsoka Tano or the Razor Crest already. So it's like, who's it for, right? Because 4 million GP is the same entry barrier for the hard conquest where you get most of those shards to begin with. Now, I will go ahead and point out, though, that even if you had the ability to get into the hard conquest, doesn't mean you could complete it, whereas Proving Grounds may be completable. So I do think that there is an opportunity here for something good to come out of it, but it is a bit frustrating, and I totally feel you all. I'm just not sure. Now then, here's one of those Reddit posters who did talk to the Capital Games developers directly face-to-face at Star Wars Celebration, and he's saying that basically they challenged him on it. They're like, nah, we never said that. We never said we're going to be a phase 2. And he's like, yeah, here it is. He shows them their own writing, and they kind of go, oh, well, we'll have to look into that. That's interesting. If that's true, then it's kind of a sad state of things, because there's no way these developers have forgotten what they themselves posted, considering they almost never actually post. I mean, they are a very quiet group for the most part, and this is a huge, important topic for most people. So, a little frustrating. On the lighter side of things, Bosk and Mando have decided to social distance. Good for them. Mando's probably going to keep his mask on for that very reason, and then Bosk is like, yo, stick away, go away. Anyway, I just thought this was kind of funny, so I kept it. This one I really also enjoyed. CG perfecting and carefully crafting the most miserable, unfair Galactic Challenge events humanly possible. The outrage with the recent 3 consecutive challenges has been, oh my goodness, people are not happy about it. And I also get that, because 2 require Inquisitors, and even the people who have a solid Relic 5+ Inquisitor squad are struggling, I mean struggling, to beat the top end. Now, I will also point out that just because you have high relics doesn't mean it's going to be easy. There are a lot, and I mean a lot, of Galactic challenges that you cannot beat with Galactic Legends, until somebody, usually somebody like Bit Dynasty or Skullturix or somebody like that, maybe Xeris Prevails, figures out an unusual trick or an unexpected leader, and then suddenly it all comes together. Remember the Ewok challenge where it was Ewoks versus Jawa? If you went in like I did with a squad of full Relic 7 Ewoks, you got your butt handed to you. However, take away all Ewoks and put Poplo in solo, and he could win. So there's usually a trick. So just because the Inquisitors are not winning hand over fist doesn't mean necessarily that they really suck as bad as we think they do. So far, my impression is, yeah, they're pretty bad. But I think more is coming, and I really suspect that Grand Inquisitor is going to have in his kit things like, you know, all Inquisitors gain this, 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 and this. And when an Inquisitor attacks out of turn, this, and this. Or revive Inquisitor with this, this, and this. So, I mean, he could by himself change the kit. Look what Sam did for Bounty Hunters. Look what Sherpa did for Ewoks. Look what Qui-Gon Jinn did for B Jedi, right? One character can completely change a squad. So don't go crazy. Now, one thing I love about this meme is that, spoiler alert, skip 45 seconds ahead if you don't want to hear it. Spoiler alert, in Kenobi we actually see an authentic drug lab. And so this one is kind of prophetic, right? They're brewing spice in Kenobi. And here we are with a drug lab. So, okay, let's move on now. Let's move on. All right, so then this one was quite funny. Datacrons and CG's like, come here, while Proving Ground is sinking and the Gear 2 changes are dead. I will encourage everyone not to worry or stress about Datacrons. First off, it's not here yet. And if you're worrying about something that's not even real, you're just stressing yourself for no reason. Further, you're worrying about it twice, as you're worrying about it now, and you're going to worry about it later when it comes out. Now, next, I will also say, having worked with many companies that develop and plan products, just because something is being developed and explored in-house does not mean it will actually come to fruition. There is a countless number of products that are fully designed, engineered, tested, and evaluated that never hit the shelves or never come into apps and software. It happens all the time in every industry. What was leaked, we may never see that in all actuality. It may never happen. So again, if you're really, really worrying and stressing about that, you really need to stop. Of course, that's just my opinion, but this is just a video game. Let's have fun with it while we can. And if something comes out next year or 2 years from now that we don't like, then complain to CG and be vocal. But for right now, let's just enjoy it, okay? All right, enough of that. Moving on. Back to the Inquisitors. This team is greater than them. Oh my gosh, I hope not. All right, Beyond the Tables, next little segment. So as you probably know, Star Wars Celebration was this week. It is the topic on StarWars.com, on YouTube Star Wars, on Reddit Star Wars. Everywhere you go, it's all Star Wars Celebration. There's been some incredible things. John and Dave took the stage, had a couple roundtable questions, interviews. It was great. check out the videos online. This one is something I thought was really, really cool. The Battersea Power Station has a laser and light show on the exterior of the building, similar to like a Disney castle has at the end of the night. Every Disney castle, whether you're in Tokyo, Shanghai, Paris, or California, or Florida, they have these amazing laser light shows, and they've put some cool effects on the power station, and then the two spires right there are illuminating with Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsabers. Really cool videos on YouTube. Check it out, link down below. Also, we've some sad news. The designer of the original X-Wing and Death Star models passed away this week at age 90, so rest in peace, Colin. And more interesting news, one of my favorite YouTubers, Star Wars Meg, she posts many times a week, very, very detailed, probably like Eckhart's Ladder, among the most knowledgeable content creators out there. She posted some really cool information about Andor, and from an article in Vanity Fair, Kathleen Kennedy and some other people working on the show said essentially that everything you know may be wrong. That the Andor series is honestly building up to be one of the most canon influential series in the current Star Wars production lineup. It's featuring, spoiler alerts here, but the Andor show is going to feature scenes of clone troopers in development. It's going to, Mon Mothma is a character in there, Bail Organa. It looks like it's going to be a big, big thing. And to that, LEGO has already begun talking about and showing their first Andor Lego kit. Now, it's worth noting, if LEGO is making toys for the show and Vanity Fair is doing articles saying it's going to change things dramatically, then the Andor show is going to be huge. And why that matters is because where Star Wars goes, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes follows. So Rogue One may be getting some new life in the near future. When is that going to be? Well, that brings us to our next segment, the horizon. So at Star Wars Celebration, one of the most recent announcements was a new series called Skeleton Crew, officially just debuted, even though rumors have been around for a while. They said Skeleton Crew will be released in 2023, but with the way things go, I wouldn't be surprised if it's pushed back a little while. Skeleton Crew, FYI, is going to follow starring Jude Law, but it's going to follow 10-year-old children on a ship that have been lost in the Star Wars galaxy and are trying to find their way home. They said this show, even though it's chock full of children, will not be for children. They said it's going to be rather violent, and it is an adult-themed action-packed adventure story. So that's great. Obviously this week, we just got the Kenobi series, premiered May 27th. I've already watched the first 2 episodes. I am not going to give anything away right now, but wow, did I love them. The Vanity Fair also did a story here about the Acolyte, upcoming TV show that will follow a Sith. That's right, not a Jedi, not a Rebel, but a Sith. We're going to get some dark side love in this show. Also expect this one to be pretty graphic and not meant for children. Next, of course, we got Andor coming out. Star Wars Celebration gave an official release date of August 31st. I cannot wait. I am stoked. Rogue One is my favorite of all of the recent movies. In my opinion, vastly superior to the sequels and the prequels. I would say it is perhaps my second favorite movie in the Star Wars franchise, and that's a lot. I mean, I like it better than Caravan of Courage. I mean, I'm telling you, if you haven't seen that one, woo! Actually, don't watch it. It's not very good. Then we also got a trailer at Star Wars Celebration for the upcoming game, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. It looks really good. Lots and lots of speculation that the Grand Inquisitor is going to be there, who of course is in the Kenobi series, and of course is coming to our Galaxy of Heroes very soon. Finally, just yesterday, we got an announcement that Mandalorian Season 3 is coming in February of 2023, and we got a new logo for it. And at Star Wars Celebration, they premiered a new trailer that is, as of this moment, not yet online. But again, this is a link. If you click it, you can go to see a detailed discussion about it from several people. Actually, I don't know if this one is a link, but many of these are links. Again, I'll post this PDF in the description down below. Finally, if you want to know more about every upcoming Star Wars show and movie, there is a link here that is going to list all of them, and oh my god, there is a lot. It is an amazing time to be a Star Wars fan, people. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you like this show, let me know in the comments, and I will probably continue to produce it once a week-ish. Depends on my life schedule. This is a hobby just for fun, and I got a kid and work, and life gets in the way. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all later. Take care. Bye-bye.